Hello and welcome back to a new episode of TalkLite. I'm your host, Brady Weaver. Today on the show, we have Nick Steerfoss. We have Brian Kessick.
I'm Brian Kessick, reporting for duty.
We have Joe Melissi.
Hello.
We have Macy Turner.
Hello.
And we have Owen Volkrick.
Yo.
And our special guest today, thanks to him, is Nathan Weaver. How you doing, Nathan?
I'm great. Thanks to me, yes.
We wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
We know that you're the most famous radio producer in Philadelphia as of right now.
You are.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody in this chat knows of you, whether or not I told them a couple hours ago, but they know of
Can I
you.
fax you my business card?
I mean, if you really want to. I don't know why you would.
Fax, nice.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Celebrity around here, though. Everyone knows about you, Nate.
You think so?
No, I'm serious. There have been people on my mom's Facebook when you guys were on Family Feud. My mom was like, "That's Nate from B101."
That's cool. I mean, I get it every once in a while, but really, I guess if that happens outside of, when I see it, that's, news to me. That's really cool, actually. I mean, I know that one of your high school teachers is one of our longtime listeners, and she's fantastic too, brings us cookies and everything. That's cool that I never knew that people knew me outside of that.
Yeah. So for our audience, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
So my name's Nate Weaver. I'm the producer at B101.1 in Philadelphia, which is basically an adult contemporary station. So we play anywhere from Billy Joel to Justin Bieber. And basically I produce the morning show. So I'm with Jen and Bill in the morning. And a lot of what I do on a day-to-day basis is a lot of social media, a lot of content gathering, and basically a lot of behind-the-scenes editing and making sure the show's running as smoothly as it can for the talent. And then social media and stuff after that. So I have a couple different hats, and then I do a show on the weekend, which is my normal routine. But since, everything has kind of gone crazy, it's changed a lot. Yeah.
So you're still doing your show despite everything?
So yes and no. We are not doing our normal morning show where, we'd go into the studio and we would solicit for callers and topics and games and whatnot. Basically, Jen and Bill have their own air shift, which goes from about 10 a.m. till 1 o'clock, I think it is. And I've actually taken over the 6 to 8 a.m. shift. So I'm on air now by myself from 6 to 8 every morning. And then I do social media throughout the day. So any sort of content that goes up on the social media site for B101 or WOGL, which is our 80s station, typically comes from me. Planning out how we're going to promote all of the stuff that's going on at the station. Like we have Christmas music starting tomorrow. Well, tonight at midnight. Going through the whole weekend. So we had to plan out. Yeah, we had to plan out how to promote that completely via social media because a lot of our listening now is done via smartphones and smart speakers because not a lot of people are driving right now for a good reason. So we had to figure out a way to basically move them from their traditional listening in the car into at-home listening and trying to find them and bring them into our system. So giving them as many chances as they can to listen wherever they are.
So what made you decide that you guys are going to put on Christmas music again?
Well, the big thing was we got a lot of people asking for it. And it's because it's such a dark time right now and because it's such a gloomy time, a lot of people really think that Christmas music brings up their spirits and makes them feel happier. And we are the Christmas station in Philadelphia. It was our ratings went crazy, and I didn't even realize how many people were listening to it until we got the numbers back this year. But it was a crazy amount, and the fact that people loved it then and were asking for it now, we just had to, provide. And the amount of positive feedback we got back the first day that we did it was ridiculous. I probably had 40 DMs on Instagram thanking us and like telling us how it made their day, and basically like their kids hadn't smiled in a week, and today they were jumping around the house laughing and giggling. And we were getting people who nurses and essential workers who were like, every day we have to go into this horrible environment because of everything that's going on, and this just brightened their spirits. And when they got in the car that morning to drive to work, they said it automatically had a smile on their face and made their day that much better. And that just meant a lot to us, and we realized that like people actually needed it during this time.
Interesting.
It's very cool.
Thank you.
The things people do to rally themselves during this time.
Mm-hmm.
You're a hero.
I only put out the promotion. The hero right here is my boss, Shelly Easton.
Yeah.
She's the one that pulled the trigger. She's the one that said Christmas music has to be done right now, and she's the one that should get 99% of the credit. We'll give 1% of the credit to the person who's above her, who said like, yeah, okay, we can do that.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, what do you usually do differently now that this quarantine's happening? Like, what do you usually do now that you can't really go into work? Like, what changes have you made?
Oh, well, the biggest change has been just my sleep schedule.
Mhm.
So for my normal job, when I would go in for the morning show, I'd be up at 3:30 in the morning every morning.
Wow.
And be into the studio by 5 a.m. Now I wake up around 7:30 on a good day, and I'll roll out of bed, kind of mosey on, get a shower and stuff. And then the morning show does a Facebook live broadcast every morning at 8:30. So I try and catch that just to make sure everything's going smooth. And then, so the biggest change has been basically my sleep schedule and my work schedule. So now I work basically a 9 to 5 schedule, when I used to work like 5 to noon. And then I'd have social media throughout the day that, you just have to reply to stuff. But now that has just kind of become a 9 to 5 shift. And also the way that my day is structured is completely different. So I'll get up and I'll do social media in the morning. Then I'll have a social media call. Then I'll make sure all of the stuff that we talked about on the call is taken care of. And then after that, I'll go and record my show for the next day. And that's basically completely backwards from what I did before. I'd get into the studio and we do the show first thing. Like, we get in at 5, make sure that we're set up with the topic, make sure all the weathers are recorded, and then start, planning and, doing the actual show come 5:45. And then after the show was over at 10 o'clock, I would do all the social media then. So it's literally a complete switch of my schedule, which did take a lot to kind of get used to, because I'm not used to starting work and sitting down in a chair. I never sat in the morning. I was up, my blood was flowing. I had to make sure that I was awake and ready to go at any moment. But now I'm just kind of like, all right, like I already scheduled the first couple of social media content last night. Like, I don't have anything that needs to be done until 1 o'clock this afternoon. So like, I'm just like moseying on my computer sometimes, and then, something will pop up, but like, it's not as fast paced to start. So it's harder to start in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you usually do on your free time then, since we have so much free time?
Well, before it would basically just be like gym, cook, TV, and hopefully at some point hang out with friends, but throw the friends out the window.
Whoa, don't do that.
Well, yeah, throw that option out the window.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Brady.
Yeah, so obviously not hanging out with friends, not doing any outside activities anymore. I tried to still do a workout and run every day, just to make sure that my body's still flowing and like, my whole metabolism doesn't crash and whatnot. But I just recently bought a PlayStation 4. Which Brady can tell you, I have never played video games in my life. I played Pokemon. I played Pokemon on Game Boy, and that was basically it. That was the extent of my video game experience. So now I bought a PS4, and I've been playing basically in all my off time because there's nothing else to do. I have a roommate, but he's an essential worker, so he's at work all the time.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Yeah. Do you feel like the way you've done your work, and especially the way you've communicated with your coworkers and other employees or bosses and stuff, has changed now that we're mostly doing it through online?
Yes.
Because like for example, I had to do a job interview 2 days ago through Zoom,
Mhm.
and that was the very weird experience because we were both just in our living rooms.
Yeah. Yeah. So absolutely, it's changed incredibly. I'm not even a person who likes to send an email.
Yeah.
If I have access to you, I'm walking to your desk. Like I am so mobile, and this has killed me incredibly because I can't be like, oh, Shelly's right over there. Like I literally used to be able to turn around and just be like, yo, boss, can we do this? Now I have to like email her or call her or text her or something like that, and maybe wait like an hour for something that's just like, I just need to get the okay on a copy so I can post it on social media. Like it literally would take 2 seconds. So yeah, absolutely. The communication has changed incredibly. All of our conferences are on Zoom or GoToMeeting, and but I'm actually seeing more of the staff than I usually did because they wouldn't come in until some people wouldn't come in until 1:00. I was long gone by 1:00.
Yeah.
And so I've actually been mingling a lot with my direct coworkers that I never had the experience to do before.
Hmm.
So while it is a little bit more distant, I feel like I'm actually working with the team more directly. Yeah.
You wonder what kind of things are going to carry over after this whole thing is over, and what things are going to disappear.
Well, I can tell you on our side, the things that are definitely going to carry over is the social media interaction.
Yeah.
We're building such a base right now because that's our main way of communicating with people. We're getting, in 1 week, we had over 1.2 million people reached via social media just on our one page, our one Facebook page, which is huge. It's an incredible amount of people. I think it's 1.5 million people live in the city of Philadelphia.
Hmm.
So if you just take that into consideration, we were basically reaching the whole city of Philadelphia with our one Facebook page. So that's definitely going to carry over, and the habits that we have right now on social media are definitely going to have to carry over in the long run, now that we see what kind of an asset it is. And then, sadly, another thing that, kind of happened is our company went through layoffs, which a lot of companies are doing right now. And it's sad. The economy sucks, but it's something that's necessary to keep other people afloat and to keep companies afloat for possible growth in the future, to open up more jobs. So our roles are going to completely change when we move back into the studio.
Well, Nathan, thank you for coming out tonight. We appreciate it for having you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was really fun. If you ever have any more questions, don't feel bad to reach out, okay?
Of course, we'll do.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Nathan.
Have a good rest of your show, guys.
It's nice meeting you.
All right, man.
Bye.
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 See ya.